Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be doing a video on if you should summon for the new Giselle, Nodt, and Askin Magic Society banner. And also, I will say right now, I'm going to be a bit quiet. It is currently 1 a.m. I procrastinated and I woke up and I'm like, oh damn, I didn't do the video yesterday, so we do it today. The banner is going to be here from the 30th until the 15th, so it drops tomorrow, approximately 22 hours by the time this video drops. Hopefully I get it out by then. And I will say, I think the banner is very cool. I think that all the characters are very good, especially for what they want to do. The filler, I might add, is very, very good. Has pity at step 25 and 50 if you really want to go that deep. I don't think 50 is necessary in the slightest. But yeah, like, I think the banner is definitely very good, but keep in mind, June last year was very, very hype, in my opinion. 1,000 Bulber swimsuits for the very first time. We had the mid-month remake of Mugetsu, which I'm leaning towards us getting remakes of the 5th anniversary characters. No hints or anything. I don't know. I'm just leaning towards it because I'm not gonna lie. I think Caleb needs to play off our nostalgia. And I think that would do very, very nicely, but maybe that's just a me take. And then obviously we have Anniversary Part 1, which is going to be the 10th anniversary, and then Part 2. So I feel like this is a very cool banner, but in hindsight, I think it's a pretty skippable banner unless these are your absolute favorite characters, realistically. Or if you need like an actual lead in Guild Quest. I was just watching Aaron Yarrow's video and he brought up, someone brought up Askin being a lead for ranged Soul Reaper and Aronka, I believe his killer is, which I think was a pretty good point because he might be better than 7th anniversary Ichigo and more consistent because I want to say he has increased chance, but we'll get over that when we get to him, which I think is a pretty cool point. If so, I can't remember. And then Giselle is going to be a very good lead for the melee Soul Reaper. And then Askin is going to be a very good character for Range Captain, supporting the Candace in there. But yeah, let's just go over the actual banner. So Giselle is going to be a melee strong attack character. Giselle is going to have Dominate Plus. The EX move I think is the exact same, but it has a high rate of Dominate Plus. It's kind of like just like a little vortex, it kind of looks like, just to have a lot of hits, so that way it inflicts Dominate. She has Soul Ripper Killer Plus, and then, yeah, that's mainly all of the things that it doesn't tell us down here. She's a Mind character, so another good Mind character. It's been a while since we've had a meta Mind character, especially one that isn't just like fully limited to Guild Quest. Like, I think Retsu is kind of there, kind of PvE, because she does have some skills made out of GQ, but she's mainly like only a Guild Quest character, whereas Giselle is pretty much usable everywhere, and I like that. Soul Reaper Killer Plus, obviously the EX wave, or the EX move, cooldown is 60 seconds, strong attack recharge of 14%, Sprinter of 1, Havoc of 20%, Marauder, Giselle has 80% Berserker, my bad, Bombardment of 1, Team Party Quincy damage to status element infected enemies of 30%, increased status element chance against Soul Reapers, weakened duration minus 100%, Team Party Mind attribute. I'm gonna move my mic away, actually, I don't want it to be too loud. I know a lot of my videos recently I've been a bit loud. Team Party Mind attribute character, strong attack damage of 20%, Frenzy plus 2, Debilitator plus 7 seconds, damage to dominated enemies of 100%, weakened defense, and the SP boost of 80%. Yeah, I think the only thing I'm kind of disappointed in is no Frenzy 3, because I'm not gonna lie, if you're gonna use this character in Guild Quest, people are speculating Basby is better because Frenzy 3 is a big increase, but you know, only having Frenzy 2, it's gonna, you know, might make her not perform as well. I also think like some people brought up no Poise Break, but then people also argued the fact that she doesn't have Poise Break is good because she has Dominate, and if you have Dominate, you don't want to knock the enemies down because then the Dominate effect doesn't do any damage. So that is actually good that she didn't get it apparently. And then I mentioned not having weakened defenses in L, and then people said no, it's not. Mainly, I'm not going to lie now, looking at it, it's Bombardment, because you're probably still not going to nuke the mobs anyway, to be honest. And if it's Soul Reaper GQ, you probably are going to one-shot without it. Just a guess. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't know. I don't think I really care for bombardment. I would have preferred either some full stamina damage or something else. But either way, I think Giselle has a very, very good strong attack kit, or a very, very good skills. Very good skills. If I'm not mistaken, Giselle has the Shotgun Blast SA1. SA2 is very similar to True Shikai's, if not the exact same, the little lunge. And then just a regular full screen. So, I mean, I think it's a decent strong attack kit, but if you have a low dupe Giselle, I think that SA2 can be quite of a nuisance, knocking away the enemies. But overall, yeah, a very, very good killer character, and if you want her, hopefully you pull her. Now onto Askin, who I think is fine. I'm going to say, I think this is fine for him being a normal attack damage character. Unfortunate if you really, really like the design, I guess. But he did just end up getting an incredible character for January end of month. People were speculating that he wasn't going to be that great. But once people actually got a hold of him and tested him out, he is an exceptional character, like high 50 plus seconds in Guild Quest. I want to say it was 55, but I don't exactly know. But he's really, really good, and even outside of Guild Quest, he's still very, very good. He performed well in Limit Breaker, he performs exceptional in Epic Raids. The new set come on, obviously it's going to be an absolute breeze, and in Guild Quest, he's very, very good. So he works in pretty much every mode, so there we go. But he's a ranged normal attack damage character. His SA2 is a boost, his SA3 is a debuff, and then he has Paralysis Plus on all of his strong attacks, besides his SA2 and 3. He's a power character, which I'm so upset that it's a power character. I would have loved a more meta power character, but it's fine, it's fine. Maybe we'll end up getting like an absolute ball buster May end a month or something, I don't know, but oh well. Captain Killer plus sultry of normal attack damage of 35%, Sprinter plus 1, long reach of 20, Sharpshooter, and then the attainable skills, Bruiser of 80%, increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers. He has Poise, Diminisher, so it extends the debuff timer for the SA3 debuff. Killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, Flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in GQ, damage to paralyzed enemies of 40%. He has Enhancer, Paralysis Duration, Booster, and then range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ. So he's going to be very, very good. Kind of wish, that they would just start giving out Flurry 2 and then Flurry 3 in Guild Quest, just to bump up the characters for like as normal attack damage units, make them more valuable, make them more sought after, and then also they just have that little extra damage outside of Guild Quest, because like I don't know, only Bruiser 80, like it's good, especially if you're facing Soul Reapers, but I don't know, I don't really see that many people using NAD units outside of Guild Quest, obviously, so it's like maybe you could just make them a bit better outside Guild Quest so more people use them. I'm not saying that Flurry 2 in Guild Quest isn't bad, because it's obviously like the main chunk of the game, or like the hardest content in the game, and you're probably never using a NAD unit in Limit Breaker Quest, so it's like, it doesn't matter too much, but I think they should just try to market these characters a bit more outside of Guild Quest only. But, oh well, he's still going to be a very good character. He'll probably do really good in Epic Raids as well, if he has Killer. And I believe the next one is Kenpachi, so Captain Killer, and he's a Soul Reaper. So, like, he should do really well, to be honest. Yeah, that's all I have to say for him, because he's going to be replacing Nelliel, the Christmas of Nelliel, and he's going to far surpass her, that's all I can say. Now onto the next character, we're going to go over Askin. He is a ranged strong attack character. All attacks have poison plus, and then he is a farmer. He's a technique farmer, and honestly, I think technique needed it the most. You could say power, but I think power got the Toshiro, and since it's in single player, which is the best place to farm now, I don't think you really need a high damage dealer anymore. You just need a character that gives you a lot of drops, and that's what the Toshiro does, the premium power one. And I think technique kind of needed it more. I believe Askin has a really good strong attack kit, and that was my biggest downplay of Hallibell, because the SA1 just isn't that fun, I use her a lot. And then the SA1 being a 40% shave, going into a beam, it just doesn't feel that great unless it's on like the Soul Reaper map where it's like all hallways. But besides that, like, Hallibell is good, but Askin is just a better character. And we haven't had a good Super Link Slot farmer for tech since literally Hallibell, so I welcome this. Unfortunate that it's Askin, but at least he got an SP character. So hopefully his core 3 or core 4 form, whatever they want to do next, is a meta SP character. But he ended up getting Soul Reaper and a Wrong Guard Killer, and strong attack for damage of 20%, strong attack recharge at 12%, Sprinter +1, Havoc at 20, and complete status immunity. That's so cool. I didn't even realize he had complete status immunity. So, I mean, hey, look at that. Big man got complete status immunity. You can use him in literally anything. I like that. You don't have to worry about the damage pool or the ailments. He has enemy defeated bonus. Defeat 20 enemies and you get 20% more Berserker. Defeat 40 and you get Team Party, strong attack damage at 20%. That kind of sucks because I guess they probably weren't thinking of you using him in Guild Quest, but like now if you do use him in Guild Quest, it's like this is literally just the Mugetsu link, so oh well. And he does. Oh, it's only gets speed attribute. I guess that makes sense. That actually does make sense because he is a farmer, so you mainly are only going to be fighting speed enemies. But I feel like he's probably going to be up there against Ichigo because I mean 40% Berserker, Frenzy 2, and I want to say Ichigo only has Frenzy 1, 7th anniversary. Damage to poison enemies of 60%. Status summons pressure boost at 80%. And then he has farming skills, obviously. Super speed links up potions +5 or +10. Speed links up potions +5. Hit hidden enemies of 100%. Poise, and then he has speed drop of 30%. Sharpshooter. So I mean, yeah, I think he might be. And he also has an extra 20% Berserker, so he'd have 60%. Yeah, I think he is better than Ichigo. And they have like the exact same killers, so like you could just replace 7th anniversary Ichigo with this Askin if you don't have the old Giselle and Bambietta. I forgot to even mention that, but yeah, if you don't have Bambietta or Giselle, the regular ones, the Zombietta and Giselle, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, and then the filler, I think the filler is very, very good. There's only, I would say 4 L's because I think Meninas isn't that great. Toshiro I think is fine, but not so needed in the Guild Quest, because what I've seen in Senju, if you have a 2-5 Senju, you can just use Mishiro and Nanao side, and you get you get a better score. And then obviously these two characters are just terrible nowadays. Like he's fine in Linkshot Trials and in Senkaman, but anywhere else I don't think he's really that good. But Owetsu, Tenjiro, Swimsuit Bambietta, and Candace are all exceptional characters for like Guild Quests and stuff. And then Meninas is just a farmer, so she's not as needed, but she's still very new. I welcome her being in the filler, and she's also a very fun farmer. I think she's my second favorite farmer in the game, besides Senjumaru, obviously. Senjumaru still has like my favorite farmer that I have. Maybe like Isane or something is more fun, but I don't know. I don't have her, so I can't really tell you. But yeah, overall, I think it's a very worth banner summoning on. But I also can see the negative to where it's so close to anniversary or swimsuits that if you don't want to summon, it's perfectly understandable. I'm going to be going 5 steps. Going to be testing my luck because I need a Wetsu. I need Tenjiro. I wouldn't mind a Bambietta dupe or 2, you know, maybe end up getting her 5-5 to make my melee Wrong Guard team better. Candace, I think she's 2-5, so I don't really need her too much, but I wouldn't mind getting a dupe because she's very hot. Meninas, either of them would be very nice. I don't have the heart Meninas. And then if I snipe one of the 3 new characters, that'd be amazing. In any one of them that I pull, I wouldn't be disappointed. Mainly I want Giselle because I need a new melee Soul Reaper because I don't trust True Shikai Ichigo anymore. But if I get Asnot, that would be an amazing side for my ranged captain team. But I already do fine enough with Candace, so it's not that big of a deal. And then Askin is just kind of cool. I'm never going to use him, except maybe when I farm epic raids I'll use him, but outside of that, he's just never going to get used, but he looks cool, so. Yeah, and then the format is every 5 steps, the guaranteed 5-star. Step 25 is a pity ticket, and then obviously if you want to go beyond that, you still do get 5 step milestones, and then a second pity at step 50. I don't know what the 50-step pity ticket is. I'm going to just guess it's only the 3 new characters, but it could be any 1,000-year Beltway character going up to a certain point. I'm not too sure. I wish it would tell us. Maybe it does. Maybe I just don't see where to click. But yeah, that is going to be it for these characters. And yeah, I think it's worth summoning, but if you don't want to, I understand. How deep you go, it's up to you. If you go 25, I wouldn't say it's crazy because I think all of them are good. But let's go over the filler before we make this a 45-minute video. Going on to Uetsu, obviously it's not hard to understand why he is so good. At first we were very skeptical, but once we actually saw him in gameplay, it was like, okay, this man cooks. I will just say this now before I forget. His gauge effect when you pop it is an extra frenzy and 100% more berserker, which is mainly why he is so insane. Like that's just ludicrous. Like, my man just cooks. He's a melee no affiliation character. He ended up replacing Yuha, and then Shinji came along and tried to replace him. We'll see how he does in the EX waves, the 4 EX waves, but at this moment, he's still the better one of the melee no affiliations. He has damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment of 40%. He has no status elements, obviously. His EX is kind of weak, I will say that, but outside of that, all his kit is really, really good. Gauge effect, strong attack recharge of 30%. So every time you use your every time you pop your gauge, you get 30% more recharge on your gauge, or on your strong attacks, my bad. I've got the skills mixed up, I was reading it wrong. Bombardment plus 1, damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment by an extra 100%. Fire duration minus 100%. Frenzy of 2. Gauge rampage, so every single time you get a kill, you build up your rampage, or build up your gauge. That's what I thought this one was, my bad. Long stride, poise break outside of brave battles, start gauge plus 70 except brave battles, strong attack recharge at 12%, and then weaken defense. And what is his Havoc, Marauder, and Spectre plus 2. Okay, so nothing insane. I was thinking if there was like some full stamina or something, but yeah, this character is absolutely insane, very, very sought after, and I like that he's already in the filler. It's been like, what? 8 months? 8 months about? I mean, that's not bad. I think filler coming back in like 8 months for insane characters like this is insane. I will say it's very weird how we haven't gotten Shinji and Tenjiro. Shinji and Kensei. But I don't know. Somehow they're treating those characters more sought after than Uetsu and Tenjiro, which I don't think is true at all. And then Tenjiro, he is just an insane support. Not so, like, even if he wasn't even good for his respective guild quests, which I think he is, I'm pretty sure he's one of them, just the effects he brings to the table for enhancing other Soul Reaper weeks that for your mains, such as like True Shikai Ichigo, Full Bring Bankai Ichigo, that's who I meant, but I said True Shikai, Senjumaru's GQ week, Byakuya, Toshiro, Kenpachi, I'm pretty sure he's being buffed by this guy too. I can't remember all the teams with him in it, but basically any Soul Reaper lead, you're probably going to be using Tenjiro besides Uetsu, because obviously he doesn't have status elements, so you won't be using him. But he is a ranged human killer. He has normal attack damage of 35%. And the main reason he is so good is because he has the Team Party Soul Reaper damage to status element affected enemies of 30%. And then on top of that, his SA2 is a boost, an enhanced boost, so 43% attack, focus, and defense. He also has an SA3 heal, so he isn't going to be proccing as much, which is pretty nice. I wish they just never had status elements, you know, or they just had only all boost. Make everything boost, even the attack, honestly, at this point. But yeah, it's kind of nice, especially if you get hit in the EX wave. I felt that. He can pop a heal, and that seems pretty nice nowadays. But he has a booster 30%, bruiser of 60%, debilitator plus 5 seconds, enhancer of 10 seconds, flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in guild quest, healer effect of 30%, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in guild quest, medic, poise, and then range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in guild quest. So he is an absolutely exceptional character, but mainly only a guild quest character, unfortunately. Hopefully they get an actual SP Tenjiro, but at the moment he is still a very, very sought after character. Now going on to Bambietta. Bambietta isn't the main lead for Melee Arrancar anymore. It is currently the new Asnot, because obviously Bambietta doesn't have Killer Plus. So, you know, it is what it is. But Bambietta is a Melee Arrancar. Strong attack recharge of 14% with paralysis and lacerate on all of her strong attacks. She has Berserker of 40%. Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Devastation of 60%, Frenzy plus 2 or plus 3 in Guild Quest, increased status summon chance against Arrancars, Killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, Long Stride, Marauder, melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, and then an SP boost of 80%. And then if I actually look at here, can I see... No. No, I cannot. That is super annoying. I wanted to see if I can see her, because I want to say she has extra stuff. Extra stuff. Alright, so it's not that much. She only has one enemy defeated bonus, my bad. But it's Team Party, Killer Effect plus 20% after 25 kills. Okay, that's all it was. I thought there was more, but oh well. She still had a little bit more. So yeah, she's still a very good character, but obviously Asnod is just so much better. He has 3 debuffs. He has an EX skill. He has Killer Plus. But she's fine. She has Paralysis, which I really, really like. So that way she keeps the mobs in place. And I think she does alright. She does alright. I would like to 5-5 her, and I think that would definitely help. But yeah, I kind of fumbled not going for Asnod, but oh well. Oh well. I'd probably end up going to pity that banner too, just like the Tres Bestia. So let's go to the next character. Candace wasn't needed as much until we got the GQ change, where the side mobs are much more tanky. At first it was like, oh well, we have True Sheik guys, so we don't really need Candace, but now it's, I believe she's like part of the best team. Correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember the week exactly, but I'm pretty sure you need her. She's a Stern Raider killer, a ranged, oh, she's ranged Stern Raider killer, not melee, so never mind, you will not be using her with Ichigo. My bad. Whoopsies. Ranged, I actually don't even know what team that is. I actually don't even know who the main lead for that is. Let me, who is that? Ranged. Stern Raider, I'm blind. Ranged Stern Raider. Who is the main lead? Oh, it is Tosh. Okay, I was thinking it was Tosh, but I could not remember for the life of me. But it is Tosh. Okay. Damage taken minus 21% as the soul trait. No status elements, but does have an SA2 boost. Team Party Speed attribute character. Normal attack damage of 20%. Booster of 30%. Bruiser of 80. Did not really shade that high. Damn. Enhancer of 10 seconds. Flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in Guild Quest. Killer Effect plus 30 or plus 50 in Guild Quest. Poise. Range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ. Sharpshooter and weakened duration. Also, if I forgot to mention it, by the way, Oetsu has Killer Plus. So does Tendro. Because these girls do not. None of these characters coming up have Killer Plus. Forgot to mention. So she's just like a standard GQ character, but look at the art. You know, boys? Going on to Meninas, she is a range Quincy killer. Not going to be good in range Quincy, I'll tell you that. But she's a farmer. She has super link slot potions plus 5. No status summons. She has an SA2 barrier and heal, which is so nice for farming content, because it just makes it so much more smooth. You don't have to worry about bosses. You kind of just jump in with your SA2 because it's a lunge, one shot any boss in your way, and it's amazing. She's really good. I thoroughly very much enjoyed this character. I don't have a single bad thing about this character besides the SA1 I believe is a shave, but it's not that noticeable considering how much damage she does. She has Berserker at 50%, Coin Drop 100%, damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment by 100%, Frenzy plus 2, Heart Link Slot Potions plus 5, Medic, Multi-Barrier plus 2, Shared Complete Status Immunity plus 100%, Recharge minus 12%, and then an extra Super Link Slot Potions plus 5. So 10 in total, which is wonderful. She's my favorite farmer besides Senju. And even then, like, she's more fun to play with than Senju, I feel like, just because it feels like you're actually playing the game. Senju just literally one-shots literally everything in the map, so I don't know. But either way, Senju or her is my favorite. And then we have this Meninas, which I don't see too often in Brave Battles anymore. Usually, like, any Amila Rose or Sajin just kind of puts her in the ground. But obviously, that's my experience. Maybe some people have better runs with her. Maybe I'm just facing not built out Meninases. But she's a melee captain killer. Damage taken minus 21%. Confusion on all of her strong attacks. And the Soul Bomb debuff is insane. Brave Battles only, though. First 10 seconds, an extra flurry. Brave Battle only, persistence of 5 seconds. My cursor is loading. Brave Battles only, prevent last-ditch survival. Half stamina only, decreased damage taken minus 50%. Brave Battle, temporary invincibility for the first 10 seconds. Damage inflicted at low stamina of 60%. Flurry plus 2, ignore Brave Battle invincibility, Pierce Barrier, and Poise. So she is a good character, but I would not recommend chasing for her in Brave Battles because she isn't that meta, you know. And then we have Toshiro, a very good character for the melee Captain Week. Not as needed because now we Senju Senju and the Retsu. I keep getting those two names mixed up. It's crazy. I don't know how. I don't think need him for the best teams, but if you're a newer player and you need that extra support, he is a very good option. Melee Captain, GQ, full stamina only, increased normal attack damage of 40%. He has freeze on all of his strong attacks except for his SA2, which is a booster of 30%, bruiser of 50%, enhancer of 10 seconds, flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in GQ, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, long reach of 20%, melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, paralysis duration minus 100, poise, and he also has start barrier plus 15, which is super nice just to keep himself safe, because if he's not at full stamina, he loses a lot of damage. So yeah, he's a pretty good character. As for Yamamoto, he has definitely fallen off. He's just basically unusable at this point. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna go over him too much because he's just a Brave Battle character, and it's like there's much better Brave Battle characters, and this video is long enough. But just know he was a counter to the old Heart Yuha, and unfortunately, it looks like Yuha is still more meta than him somehow. It's crazy, mainly because he has paralysis. But yeah, if you get him 5-5, get him full defense, maybe he'll work, but I tried him at 5-5, and the even Meninas just shoves him in the dirt, so I don't think he's really worth using nowadays anymore, unless you're in like a lower seed. And then Ichigo, he's still good outside for like regular content, like farming like single player and whatnot. This is who I used to auto, if I'm not mistaken, for the single player content. For potions, he has Pierce Iron Skin and damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment by 100%, bruiser of 40%, frenzy 2. That's more than enough to absolutely one-shot everything in that kind of game mode. And he has Sherry complete status immunity, so he's still a good character. It's just that in harder content, not really like guild quest, limit breaker, that sort of thing. But if you use him in side command, I'd imagine he does well. And he's also a cool looking character. I like the design. The art is really cool. When he first dropped, it was really sick. So you know, maybe if you get him for collection, use him a few times, he's pretty fun. He's really fun. But yeah, I think that is going to be it for the video. Sorry it got so long. I just know I had to rant about the actual banner to give my full thoughts and opinions, because I have been brooding over it, listening to other people's opinions. And yeah, the banner drops tomorrow. Let me know if you're going to summon. I will be going 5 steps. I know I said 5 steps for the Ichigo banner, and I ended up going 10, but you know, Ichigo is him. Ichigo is just really cool. I like that Ichigo form more than these 3 characters, unfortunately, so I had to. But yeah, let me know if you're summoning. Take care, and peace out, boys.